Hi, Dr. Hoff. This is Angelita Martinez, and today I'm gonna give my speech, informative speech. And my life island is gonna be my son. And here's my notes. Today I will speak about Annie Lee Cooper, on one of the courage women of the civil rights movement, who barely inspired others to stand up for equal voting rights. I will discuss Annie Lee Cooper's background, her historical significance during the civil rights movements, and the legacy she left continues to influence our country today. Point 1. Annie Lee Cooper was born on June 2, 1910 in Selma, Alabama. She was one of the 10 children born to Lucy Jones and Charles Wilkerson. Growing up in the segregated South, Cooper experienced racial discrimination from an early age because her family struggled financially. She left school after 7th grade to help care of her younger siblings. Even though she left school, she later obtained her high school diploma, showing her determination to continue learning. Cooper was raised in a Baptist family, and her faith became an important portion of her life. As young woman, she moved to Pennsylvania, where she worked in a restaurant for several years. In 1962, she returned to Selma to take care of her sick mother. Once she returned home, she attempted to register to vote, but was repeatedly denied because officials used unfair literacy tests to prevent African Americans from voting. According to Annie Lee Cooper, The Book and Beyond, July 26. Cooper grew up knowing that many black citizens in Alabama were denied their constitutional right to vote, even though they were American citizens. This experience inspired her to become active in the civil rights movement. Point 2. After being denied the right to vote, Annie Lee Cooper decides to fight for equality. She became involved with the Students' Nonviolence Coordinating Committees, known as SNCC, and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, known as SLLC. These organizations work to end racial discrimination and secure voting rights for African Americans. Because of her activism, Cooper lost her job and struggles to find employment. Many employers refused to hire her because they knew she supported the civil rights movement. Eventually, she found work at a local motel, but she never gave up on the fight for justice. One of the most famous moments of her life occurred in January 1965 at the Dallas County Courthouse in Selma. Cooper was standing in the line to register to vote when Sheriff Jim Clark tried to force her out of the line. According to OriginalPeople.org, February 15, 2023, Sheriff Jim Clark grabbed Cooper by the neck while attempting to remove her from voting line. Cooper defended herself by pushing Sheriff Clark in the face. According to Meet Annie Cooper, the black activist who pushed racist cop, July 8, 21, Cooper later explained, "I tried to be nonviolent, but I cannot say I wouldn't do the same thing all over again if they treat me as brutally as they did that time." Disputants immediately knocked her to the ground, beat her with the clubs, and arrested her. She remained in jail for 11 hours. According to the Encyclopedia of Alabama, assessed July 24, this confrontation became one of the defining moments of the Selma's voting rights campaign and brought national attention to the discrimination African Americans face when trying to vote. Point 3. Although Annie Lee Cooper suffered violence and discrimination, she never stopped fighting for equal rights. Her courage encouraged many African Americans to continue registering to vote despite intimidation and fear. This event in Selma includes Cooper's confrontation with Sheriff Clark and the marches that follow helped convince Congress that stronger voting protection was needed. According to the Wikipedia, in June 26, Selma voting rights movement played a major role in the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which provides racial discrimination and voting and protects millions of American citizens. Today, Annie Lee Cooper is remembered as a symbol of courage and determination. Her stories have been shaped in books, documentation, and the show film Selma, reminding new generation of the sacrifice made to secure equal voting rights. According to Pine Grove Memorial, accessed on October 11, 2013, Annie Lieber Cooper passed away on November 24, 2010, at the age of 100, leaving behind a legacy of courage that continues to inspire people today. Today we learn about Lee Cooper's backgrounds, her important role in the civil rights movement, and the lasting legacy she left behind. Her determination showed that one person's courage can help change history. Annie Lee Cooper proved that ordinary people can accomplish extraordinary things. She refused to let fear or discrimination to stop her from standing up for what was right. Because of people like Annie Lee Cooper, millions of Americans today are able to exercise their rights to vote more freely. Her story reminds us that courage, determination, and perseverance can change a nation. Thank you.